Most recently, in 2023, the state adopted the Montana Land Use Planning Act. That is a literally generational change. It's the first time that the law has comprehensively been overhauled for land use planning. It does a variety of things. This is the new law under which the city of Bozeman is under. And we have a specific deadline to complete compliance with this. They gave us 3 years, which sounds like a long time, unless you know how much work it is to do it. So we have been working on an update to our land use plan and our implementing regulations, and those are moving into public hearings here over the next few weeks. But this is a comprehensive change. It replaces anything and everything that applies for planning, land use planning, subdivision, and zoning authority. So once we are underneath that, all other laws that folks are accustomed to seeing, accustomed to hearing us talk about, are now outside of our scope. This is a legislative act that includes a lot of process change. It was very process oriented. So how do you adopt the rules? What kinds of things do you have to consider? Who makes the decisions? How do you make the decisions? All those kinds of things. So just a quick graphic here to try and take all those words and put it into something a little more helpful. When we talk about the land use plan, that's on the left side. That's the aspirational policy making kind of component there that most folks think about as a comp plan or growth policy, other kinds of terms you've heard. Issue plan, it's a new word in the statute that means facility plan. Bozeman's done many of those, transportation, housing, sustainability, all kinds of different pieces where the city goes into a deeper dive on some particular topic. All of that language reinforces each other. We work to coordinate between them, and then that language then moves forward into implementation, primarily through zoning, but then also potentially where relevant through subdivision regulations, and that flows into the project decision process. So there's a very heavy emphasis in the law focusing on public engagement at this end. Traditionally, in a lot of communities, the conversation was all over here at the right side, and the general tenor of the bill that was passed is you go through the public process, you set the rules, and then it becomes a question for an individual application of, are you following the rules? Not whether you like the application, not whether you like the developer, but it's rule compliant, yes or no. If you don't like the rules, then we have this process on the left where we can go through that process and refine the rules as needed.
So if someone wants to be a developer in the city, they will not have to get final approval from the city commission anymore. There's not that interface.
That is correct.
Okay.
Chris, is that true for variances too?
Yes.
Wow.
If it is a site-specific review that authorizes you to build something, it's a staff review. If it's policy making, like should we annex or not, how, what our building height should be, those kinds of policy things stay squarely the responsibility of the commission.
If I understand the new rules, in the former days, development might come in front of the commission and the immediate neighbors would come in and say, I don't want that, it's not a good whatever. And there is a portion in the new law that basically says the commission doesn't have the ability to change the new development if it in all ways complies with what the current UDC says. Do I have that right?
You do, and nor does the staff. If they comply with the law, they comply with the law.
If I lived in an R1 district and across the street was R4, and someone came in with a proposal that met all the conditions of R4, I wouldn't be able to object to it. I'm assuming that's right. So the only way I could do this would be to be aware of it and perhaps approach someone about rezoning before it happens, rather than waiting until it happens.
Proactive action is the route that the law directs us to take.